Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay while I fix my camera. My name is Janet Wright. I'm an energy healer, reader, and teacher, and you are welcome to watch this live stream. This is this is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 121 people in 10 different countries that prepaid on my website 2 months ago before it sold out. The next batch of group healings are go up for sale or for November group healings. There's a set of 3 healings and then a set of 2 healings, and those go up for sale in eight days on the 15th of September at or moments after noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern on the 15th. And they sell out within a half hour to 3 hours, depending. But anyone is welcome to purchase these as long as you get them before they sell out. Okay, so yay, I got my confirmation. Thank you so much that someone can see and hear me. So it's not just me and the cats and the beagles on my laptop. Well, great. So this is the, and if other people want to say hi, that's always adorable. You can say hello, you can say where you're viewing from. The theme of this group energy healing, even though we're going to do lots of fun extra things that don't really relate to the theme at all. So this healing will help pretty much, help everything sound silly and vague, but we are going to be working on all aura layers, healing inner wounds in the back of all aura layers, so it can help all chakras, and therefore it'll have a really wide potential of benefit, like for example, confidence or safety or self-esteem, etc., etc., etc. But the theme that we will do extra for is emotional wellness. And we've been doing, well, this whole month actually, the angels had me, even the set of 2 healings coming up later this month on the 19th and 21st of this month are also on emotions. Those are themed like emotional boundaries, not taking on other people's emotional baggage, or just releasing it if it gets dumped on you. So I think possibly, that set of 2 healings will be just an extension. Like there'll be some techniques that we use here that we'll use there, and then we'll just do even more there. So it should be really interesting. A month of emotional healing. Who doesn't need that? This 3 healing set that we're doing now, this is the 3rd of the 3 healings. I did the other 2 on Friday and Sunday, and this is Tuesday. This is the 3rd of the 3 healings. It's emotional wellness, clearing excess sadness, anger, and grief. And I think that is happening with what we've been doing. So thank you. Speaking of which, thank you for your surveys, post-healing surveys people have filled out. Oh, this is Zen, by the way. This cranky yet beautiful cat right here. But thank you for your surveys. They really do help. I appreciate the time you put into them, and it's cute because some people are like, "Oh, I'm rambling," but you're not really. Your input is definitely appreciated. So thank you. Your feedback about how you're doing, how you're feeling, is important for me to know. So we're going to kind of build on what we've done in the other 2 healings, although if you didn't do the other 2 healings, it's okay. I mean, if you're coming to this brand new, you've never done any energy healing, then maybe just ask me in the comments, like, do you need aura healing or more aura repair or chakra repair? Because we're not going to be doing chakra repair today. We will do aura repair today. So you can just pay attention extra to the aura repair part. But chakra repair, sometimes newbies really, really need that, but it's not going to be in this healing because we already did it in the first healing. So you can always have me check, you know, like write in a comment under a video, could you please check to see if I need chakra repair or aura repair? But everybody needs aura repair, pretty much. If you've never done it before, you potentially really need it. There are some people that I see that don't need it, you know, that just have like some subconscious process they're doing and they don't know about aura repair, but it's still repaired. But that is it's not often that I see that. But anyway, about today, in addition to doing some really nice basics like aura repair and grounding and blocking, we'll do more about that be less scattered, like that there's parts of you that are far off and scattered, not with you now, and like it's you, so it's funny to say it like that, but it just sometimes when you're stressed or overwhelmed in this life or in past lives even, part of you can kind of just run off and splinter off away from you. And so in this 2 days ago in particular, not only were we healing those far off parts, but we were preparing your space so that those far off parts want to come back, which I haven't done before. Usually we just heal the far off parts and a bunch of them come back and, you know, good enough, right? Happy day. But I've been noticing with this group of healings, maybe because of the theme too, a lot of people have parts of themselves that don't want to come back because the inner wounds and or stuck energy that makes being present unpleasant for them still are there. So we're going to do a lot more of that today, making like happy, flowy space within, you know, your aura, for those parts of you to want to come back. Because I've been noticing there's a lot of energy that people have that they could bring back that would help their boundaries, their emotional strength, their, you know, stress management, their energy levels, their sleep, their productivity, everything. But that part of them is busy avoiding the pain, the blocked energy and wounds that are in the aura. So we're gonna specifically heal that stuff so that you can bring back big pieces of your own energy. And as far as healing inner wounds, we're going to I have a little cat conflict here. This is Smokey. All right, you guys, enough. Trauma. As far as healing inner wounds, we did fun work on that 2 days ago. And we're going to do more of that. Smokey, stop. Cut it out. Lorenzo, my husband, calls Smokey the Destroyer. Because all right. My goodness. It's okay. He's leaving. Anyway, we did fun work on healing inner wounds 2 days ago, and I noticed when I was reading people's surveys that even though inner wounds in the back of the aura don't happen as often as in the front of the aura, because people that make the inner wounds are like trying to be in your face about it usually, and so they'll do it right in the front in an obvious way. But I guess just because people heal and clear and are present so much less in the back of their aura, there are a lot of inner wounds still around for most people in the back of their auras. And those ones seem to affect them more. So today we're going to focus more on healing those wounds in the back of the aura. And we're going to do them in each aura layer. Because I kept reading more surveys going, oh, he needs it in the 5th layer because of his communications. He keeps, hearing this argument in his head over and over again. Oh, and she needs it in her 4th layer for self-esteem. And oh, she needs it in the back of her 3rd layer for productivity. And oh, yeah, she needs it in her 7th layer so that she has more of an empowerment identity and confidence. And so it was like all these layers, so I may as well do them all. So I think I think everybody's ready for that today, that I'll be healing. So I'm excited. So I'm going to catch up on everybody's greetings, and then we'll do the 2 minutes of quiet, and then we'll start the healing. So someone says, hey, we can see and hear you. Thank you so much. Hello, can see and hear you. Thank you. Just pop in to say hi. In a hurry, we'll watch later. Thank you so much. I'm glad. Someone says, so much laughter because I saw only your shoulders and the fur wrap. Yes, this is Zen. She's 15 years old. And we trapped her as a feral kitten when she was 5 months old and socialized her, which I don't recommend doing unless you have a lot of time to focus on it, which I did at the time. So she's still crabby, but she's fairly socialized now. Cat taunting, yes. Yes, lots of drama. Your cat curling up around your neck is so, so sweet. Oh my God. Yeah. Unless you realize like she's like basically claiming me as her turf. Mommy's mine. Nobody can get her. She's all mine. When I trapped her, I didn't have any other animals, so maybe that's part of her excuse for being so bossy, but I think she would be that way anyway. Trying to drink without irritating the cat and knocking my glasses. I think I may have to lose this very cute cat because eventually she gets more and more cranky. So I'm gonna, oh, I can't put her over there. Where can I put her? I'll put her over there. Gotta find a spot where there's no other cats. Okay, so hold on, I'll be right back. I just have to find a nice little spot for my girl. All right. There we go. That's a little bit simpler for me. And here's BMB. The 3rd cat is checking in. All right. Good. Good. Okay, so Bambi says hi, but she's gotta go too. All right. Have all the names of the 121 people that I'm going to heal written out in front of me so that I can read people's energy when I need to. Okay, so now I will really be quiet for 2 minutes as I finish prep. After the first minute of quiet, you'll see me, roughly that time, you'll see me start like this, and that's when the healing started. I'm just starting my work, and then after a minute of that, I will talk out loud, and the walkthrough part starts. Okay, thank you for waiting. So, as you heal yourself, you can make a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So your aura, uh, your body, and your astral body are within your regular auras. So just imagine your auras, your body, your energy body as well, your astral body. Um, your grounding is your connection to the core of the earth. So go ahead and reground. Just recreate your grounding nice and wide as your whole aura. So as wide as the heel of the palm of each hand if your aura is nice and expanded. And just make your grounding red, orange, or yellow, and that wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Even wide in front of you, behind you, all the way down. And I'm noticing a lot of energy sort of bouncing back up that people are trying to release down their grounding, which means there are energy blocks in the grounding. So just, you know, for your grounding, imagine the blocks and imagine gold light from your hands, melting the blocks. So the gold light's coming from your hand chakras, big hand chakra in the palm of each hand, also fingertip chakras, one in the front part of the fingertip. And you can set those chakras with your intention to be a gold color or vibration, like metallic gold, like this glitter. And that makes the energy that is generated by these chakras to be that color, that vibration, which is a nice color to loosen things up. So again, we're doing grounding, unblocking, basically. You just imagine the blocks and wash them down your grounding. And go ahead and imagine, since this is the theme is emotional wellness, go ahead and imagine some energy blocks in your space that are other people's emotional problems. And just imagine a couple piles of that, if you have a couple piles, but you may. And just go ahead and melt away the piles of other people's emotional burdens that wound up in your grounding. Some people, they misunderstand like well, I guess most people probably misunderstand the true source of stress. The true source of stress is not really like that, you know, you're worried about your son and you're worried about your neighbor and you're worried about your mother that doesn't get along with your sister and blah, 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 blah. It's not the external sources that actually make you feel stressed. It's what's going on within your aura, your grounding, and your chakras that cause you to feel stress. So if you find, you know, these piles of other people's burdens or stuck energy of yours where you're resisting a certain situation that's triggering you, if you find all that and melt it, then you actually feel way better, even though your sister still doesn't get along with your mother and your son is still, you know, doing God knows what and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You just feel way, way better, way stronger. So go ahead and comb through your grounding and just melt away the actual sources of your stress, which is just blocked energy in your grounding. I mean, it's not just your grounding, but it's probably at least 20 to 50% of everybody's stress. It's just blocks in the grounding. Probably. So just imagine some of these energy blocks as like big piles of black rocks and just focus the gold light around them and in them until they just melt away. So you want your grounding to flow downward very fast, like a big waterfall or big rain downpour. You know, really, really lots of release. All right, and then so that's just regular grounding and blocking. And then indie grounding. Indie grounding is just an extra step with working your grounding where you check out the outer perimeter of your grounding as it goes all the way down, and you melt away any parts that are branched off to other people's grounding. And sometimes you also have hard objects stuck in parts of your grounding, which make it a lot easier for people to kind of pipe in and connect their grounding to yours. So any hard objects you find, particularly in the outer perimeter of your grounding, just melt them away. I guess we can do two. We can do sticky gold wax to get rid of any hard objects in your grounding. Sticky gold wax throughout your grounding. Just move out all the hard objects together with the wax. Angels, here you go. Again, sticky gold wax throughout your grounding, including that outer surface. And move out the hard objects with the wax. Hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And anywhere where there's hard, like hard, bumpy surface, you want to melt that away. You want everything to be flowing throughout your space. But we're working the edge of your aura, so it's not so easy for people to hook in there. And just remind those parts of you, because you may have parts of you that are like, oh, I'm worried about my husband, or oh, I'm worried about my, my best friend, and blah, blah, blah. Worry is an imbalanced state. Concern is like a centered, compassionate, awareness and empathy for somebody else's challenges, But worry is just, you're just stuck and probably being invasive. And or allowing them to be invasive, so that just compounds everybody's problems. So just comb through your grounding and be aware of your worry and just wash it out of your grounding. Wash out any people that are in your grounding worrying about you. And wash out your own worry from your grounding. All right, and again, indie grounding, which I then veered off of and talked about 8 other things, but indie grounding is just making sure you melted away all the branch off parts around the edge of your grounding. And if you do have someone in your life that you feel just really doesn't understand and is going to try to hook back in 5 minutes from now, just explain to them, hey, go check your grounding, go check your body, take a deep breath. It's going to help you have a good day. Go ask your angels about grounding. All right, so that was indie grounding, plus we did sticky gold wax in there. All right, so let's do aura repair. I'm taking notes because later there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section of this video with timestamp links within a day or so. So for aura repair, you get aura damage if people throw energy at you from outside of your space, you know, or invasive beings could cause aura damage. Just you know, you're giant, but these little pesky little beings could cause aura damage. But usually they just take advantage of aura damage that people made and kind of stroll on in at that point. But you know, aura damage is easy to repair. It's just you need to be consistent because, you know, life happens. So just imagine first your 2 regular auras out in front of you. And the 2 regular auras are your physical body's aura generated by your physical body 7 chakras, and then your astral body aura generated by your astral body 7 chakras. So you imagine those 2 auras out in front of you and imagine any rips in them. So they'll look like little pie pieces missing or big gaps, big valleys in your aura somewhere. But if you can't imagine them individually or you prefer not to, you can make a composite copy of all the rips in your 2 regular auras. And so just you imagine it as one rip, but it's a composite rip that represents all of these rips in your 2 regular auras. And then you repair that one rip, that one composite rip, and that repairs all the rips in your regular auras. So you got your composite rip, maybe it looks like a big valley, and then you scoop the gold light, get it really deep in there, because the gold light needs to make full contact with that ripped part, even deep down, because really the deep down part repairs first. So you got to get the gold light there. It needs to repair first. And then the rip gets less and less deep as it repairs. And then you can have scarring. Once it seems like the rip is better, you know, because like your aura is now a nice bubble again, there often is like a hard, bumpy leftover part in that damaged place, and that's scarring. I call it aura scarring. So you just make a composite of all the scars in the outer surface of your 2 regular auras and heal them. Heal the scarring with gold light, and the scarring melts away. It just takes a little bit of time. So just try to relax and breathe and let the gold light do the work and melt away this bumpy, hard scarring. Because this will make your aura more easily damaged again if you leave the scarring in place. And also it's uncomfortable, like having the scarring. It is, you may not be sensitive enough yet to notice it consciously, but it does make a difference to heal the scarring. All right. And then there's sort of another step too, and if you're a newbie, you don't really have to, I mean, yeah, you can still do it. But another step is you can get rid of hard objects that are stuck in the outer part of your aura because you may have repaired up around them, but they're still there. So they might just look like little, you know, little spears or something stuck in the outer surface of your aura. So we can use sticky gold wax just like we did in the grounding. We can use it in your 2 regular auras all around, especially in that outer surface, to get rid of those objects. So just sticky gold wax, which is gold light, but it sticks to, you know, hardens and sticks to whatever you need to let go of. And you can put it everywhere in your regular auras and your physical body and your astral body, all your energy centers and your aura layers and your grounding, physical grounding and astral grounding. Put the sticky gold wax all around all that. And you definitely want to get rid of the hard objects stuck in the edges of your 2 regular auras. but all sorts of other stuff you want to get rid of, that's good too. It can stick to the wax. And then you're going to leave the copy of your auras in place and move to the side the wax plus all the junk. So move the junk to the side and hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Whew, and just take a deep breath, and it'll be nice to your body because that was a bit of a shift. So now we can just do a little extra repair around the outer surface of those two regular auras. Because if you removed any of those hard objects, then there's little gashes where the hard objects used to be. So you just need a little bit of extra repair. Well, maybe a lot, depending on how many hard objects were stuck in there. All right, so that gives you a nice aura energy seal at the edge of the aura, so it's nice and there's a little extra cohesion or surface tension all around your regular auras. So that was the two regular auras, and then we are going to do the same process for your Wei Qi auras, even though, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, that's so repetitive. But Wei Qi auras really do help with strength. And if we're going to work, you know, strength and strong boundaries, and if we're going to work, you know, emotional stuff, it's good to be strong. So that'll come in handy. So you have 15 extra auras in addition to those two that we just repaired and helped. So the 15 auras, they are part of you as a spirit. So like your astral body aura, there's the 15 auras after that. They're called, I call them your Wei Qi auras. Wei Qi is a traditional Chinese medicine term that has to do with strong energy boundaries. So you imagine these 15 auras out in front of you, and we're going to do the exact same process. We're just going to add that healthy and gentle intention, because with the 15 auras, there may be so much that you could unblock and heal and repair, and you want to make sure that you're doing the amount that is best for you to do right now. So just have the intention that you're going to see and sense and repair and heal and unblock to the level that is healthy and gentle. And that's true for the whole, anytime you heal, really. Okay, so make a composite copy of all the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair in your 15 Wei Qi auras. And so that composite copy of the rip can look like a big valley. And then you want to get the gold light as deep as possible into that rip, because it's the deepest part that needs to heal first. And some people, tends to be more newbies, get so much junk stuck in their rips that sticky gold wax is nice to use to get rid of the junk in the rips, because the junk in the rips can get in your way as you're trying to heal. So just put sticky gold wax inside the rip so that it catches up all that junk, and then you're gonna lift out the wax and the junk and say, angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax inside the rip to get rid of anything that's not you. And pick up the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. Just hand it to your angels. And now finishing that repair of this composite copy rip should be easier. But again, get the gold light as deep as you can into this rip so that it repairs. And then imagine a composite copy of all the scarring in your 15 Wei Qi auras that's healthy and gentle to melt away right now. And it's just hard, bumpy stuff that is at the edge of any of these auras where there used to be a big rip, then now it's repaired, but then there could be scarring. So just imagine the scarring and melt it away with gold light. Again, this is the scarring in your Wei Qi auras that is healthy and gentle to repair right now. And if you ever have trouble doing one of the things that I'm saying, just say, angels, help me do this. Okay, and so now we'll do sticky gold wax through your everything, I like to say. We'll do the 15 Wei Qi auras, we'll throw in the 2 regular auras, your bodies, your groundings, everything. Sticky gold wax. So sticky gold wax, especially around those 15 Wei Qi auras, around the outer surface, because you want to get rid of any hard objects stuck there. But also sticky gold wax throughout all your 17 auras. You know, the 15 Wei Qi, the 2 regular, just sticky gold wax through everything. Just to stick to any hard objects that are good to get rid of, any blocks in your chakras, major, minor chakras, energy channels, muscles, bones, organs, everything, legs, any energy blocks anywhere, including both of your groundings. And we're gonna keep the copy of your everything in place and move to the side the gold light and the junk. So go ahead, move to the side the gold light and the junk, and hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So let's do that again. Gold light through your everything. Gold sticky gold wax through your everything. Especially getting all the hard objects around the outer surface of your 15 Wei Qi auras, but also everywhere inside too. And then we're going to just move to the side the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. And since we're doing everything, we're kind of on a roll. The theme of the healing is emotional wellness, clearing excess grief, sadness, and anger. So a lot of that is from energy blocks, blocked energy, just like hard chunks of energy where you should have flow instead. So let's use sticky gold wax and just have it stick to any emotional blocks that are really good to release right now. So any emotional blocks anywhere in your space. They could be your emotional baggage, they could be somebody else's emotional baggage that wound up in your space. Just have the gold wax stick to it all. And we're going to move the wax to the side with the emotional junk and give it to your angels. So move it to the side and say, angels, here you go. All right, and then more sticky gold wax throughout your everything. Again, stick to any emotional junk. Any, even emotional junk you're trying to ignore. You're very hard trying to pretend that it never even happened. It's better to just get rid of it. So any emotional junk, any grief, any pent-up anger, any just awfulness that you don't like, let's just get rid of it. That's easier. So have the gold wax stick to it and get ready. We're going to move it to the side and give it to your angels. So move the wax and the junk to the side and say, angels, here you go. Ooh, and just breathe. Be nice to your body. Explain to your body, hey, we just did some clearing. That's going to help us. Good job. As I was explaining, and yes, in the healing 2 days ago, how your body is a little bit like a child. You need your physical body. You need to explain to it what's happening, you know, particularly shifts, because your physical body isn't going to understand, and it might assume that the shift is for a bad reason, and it might not understand. So then you just, you know, you give it a nice encouraging story, like, oh yeah, you know, we just cleared some energy. This is going to make us feel lighter. Okay. So you can comb through your aura and your chakras and your groundings and just see what that feels like now. We just did a lot of sticky gold wax through your everything. And so let's go ahead and finish up the Wei Qi aura work. Go ahead and finalize the repair. of the 15 Wei Qi auras, because you may just have little gashes left over because we got rid of the hard objects. So just do a little final repair around the edges of the 15 Wei Qi auras, your 15 Wei Qi auras. So that provides an energy seal, like extra surface tension, bounciness, strength to your 15 Wei Qi auras. Okay, so we just did a whole bunch of aura repair for the regular auras, also the 15 extra auras that help with strong boundaries. We repaired those. We got rid of hard objects in the way, energy blocks even that were blocking you emotionally, that you're ready to get rid of, and did a whole bunch of final repair. And so we're all flowy, and as we have as much aura strength as we could get at the time. So let's see what other fun things we should be doing. Let's do a little more work on the shoulders. That's been sort of a, surprise sub-theme of this healing, which is why I always say, you don't have to really take, the theme is real of the healings, but there's always a ton of extra benefits that could be gotten from the healing, because we'll end up doing shoulder work on an emotional healing for some reason, So you can just do all the healings if you want, or just use your intuition, but don't be so literal, like, oh, this healing is only going to be about emotional wellness, it's because it's never the case. So, for the last two healings, we had done creative ring work above the head, and some of that impacts the shoulders really nicely, helps the shoulder tension. And then there were some hard objects that were stuck in the shoulders that could even be attached to the sides of the creative ring. So we melted all those hard objects, both on Friday and Sunday healings. So I'm going to do more shoulder work, but not directly related to the creative rings, just shoulder work. So you can imagine a copy of your shoulders out in front of you. Doesn't have to be this detailed, but just, in general, a copy of your shoulders out in front of you. And you can have like big gashes, like on the inner part of the shoulder, because there's a big energy channel that comes down each shoulder and arm. Like, it comes down the neck, branches into two, and well, I think it's always two that branch, but they're kind of inside there, and they come down. They take excess energy from the 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th chakras, and they bring it down the arms and the hands, and a little bit into the manifestation wings too, back here. But anyway, so they're these nice flowy, you want them to flow nicely, energy channels that go down your shoulders. And but that may not be so flowy. It may be very leaky and not flowy, or just stuck, or both. So just imagine your shoulders, and just imagine if there are any like big gashes, like in this kind of area, in the front or back, any in here. And I'm gonna work the back first. You can have hard objects stuck in there, like spears and stuff, and that gets in the way of healing. So you can just surround all the hard objects in gold light and lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. So you just like, you surround the hard objects in gold light and you lift them out like through your body. You don't have to worry about it. Just lift the objects out. Even if, the spear like goes through here, just lift the whole thing out. Lift, surround the spear in gold light and lift it out and give it to your angels. So again, any sort of hard objects obstructing, just like stuck in here, they could go all the way through even. So you just look for any junk like that. Could be from past lives. Angels, here you go. Why would someone do this? Somebody's asking, which is a decent question. It's a way to shut somebody down. So if somebody feels really threatened by you, speaking out or creating change or thinking for yourself, this would be a way to make somebody more passive, less productive, more compliant. So again, any hard objects, just surround them in gold light, sticky gold wax, and then just lift them out. So angels, here you go. You can have invasive beings. Again, you're a giant being, so no need to be afraid. But you can have invasive beings that kind of, stuff themselves in the little cracks here because this is a big energy pathway. And invasive beings often like to sort of, receive that energy. But it's your energy, it's for you, you need it. So that's not going to work. So you just remove the beings. You have your angels. You can have your angels recycle them. Yeah, so you can just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in or around my shoulders, can you please recycle them? And then just chill out while your angels do that. Stay out of their way. And again, remove hard objects stuck in this area inside. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. The reason we keep doing it again and again and again and again is just because like your body can only handle so much shifting at once. And so we remove a little, then we heal it more, and then we remove more, and then we heal more. You're like ready to release more and more and more the more you kind of do it. So it's sort of a gradual process. It's not like whoosh whoosh, now your shoulders are perfect. Although that would be wonderful. And you can have like hard scarring anywhere around, this inner part of your shoulders, anywhere. You can say too, because you can have being tunnels, like just little passageways that invasive beings have made maybe a long time ago. So just say, angels, if I have any being tunnels anywhere in or around my shoulders or neck, can you please recycle them and all the beings that went with them? So again, we're just melting away scarring that could be still there, like maybe on the surface, like where your skin is, all around these areas. Oh, I said I was only working on the back, but I was kind of working on the front too. I'm just looking at the back, but a lot of this stuff goes through the front to the back, so I ended up working the front and the back at the same time. Sorry about that. I'll probably flip around and work the front exclusively in a sec, but I'm pretty much working both front and back at the same time. But again, any hard scarring, just melt it away. And then I'm specifically working on the front now. People have some like hard objects in front of the throat chakra and heart chakra, so like just all along here there's like all this hard weird stuff along the right at the skin level, so I'm working on melting that stuff away. I guess I'll just surround it in gold light, give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. Surround it in gold light. Angels, here you go. Yeah, there we go. So there are two different reasons that we would work on the shoulders. One is just it feels better that way. It feels better to have flowing energy and to be there, you know, rather than it's all ripped up so you're not really present there. That can be painful. But another reason is it helps you be much more present. If you can be here, then it helps you be in your chakras beneath this level, you know, all the way down. Like the more you can just, everything's flowing, then there's nothing sort of keeping half of you out. So it helps people be more powerful, more present, as well as just potentially making the shoulders feel better physically. Some people have put on their surveys that their shoulders felt better. Some other people said their shoulders felt exactly the same. But even those people, I looked and they did clear a bunch out of their shoulders and they're more present in them, even though they're not feeling a difference physically. Okay, so that is a whole bunch of shoulder stuff that we did. Lots and lots of shoulder, what would we call that? I guess repair and healing. Melting scarring too. Shoulders and neck, kind of, yeah. Oh, right. Great job, guys. So go ahead, double check your grounding again. So a teeny bit more grounding, unblocking. Because like I said, the work we just did on the shoulders helps you get more present, which helps you release more. So you want to make sure that in the meantime, your grounding has not blocked up, especially in the back. A lot of people that were like, oh, you know, I felt tired, I felt this, I felt that, you know, it was your grounding blocked up in the back. Like some people are like, oh, you know, I felt sad, but then the next day I felt great. Some of that sadness would have been, I think, much lighter had they unblocked the back of their grounding. Like this one person, she's like, oh, my boyfriend got angry at me and so I felt really awful and all these feelings, and But the back of her grounding completely blocked. So had she unblocked the back of her grounding when she was starting to feel bad, or I mean, ideally before then, but when she finally realized, gee, I feel like total crap, check your grounding in the back. And if you feel like, well, I'm a newbie, I don't know what that even means to check my grounding, Janet. Well, just assume that you have blocks everywhere throughout your grounding and melt them. Imagine blocks in your grounding and melt them, especially in the back. Make sure your grounding is wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And if you don't know, just make a new one. Get rid of the old one, make a new one, red or orange or yellow. Make sure it's, you melt away blockages in your grounding. All right, let's see what's next. Let's do the healing inner wounds layer by layer. Seven through one, in the front, but especially in the back of your aura layers. So, a quick recap of what the heck inner wounds are. Inner wounds, I mean, people kind of know on a metaphorical level what I mean when I say inner wounds. It's just a way you've been hurt in the past, right? But it is literal as well, like in the aura. Because you could get just stuck. You could get baggage, and that looks more like a clog in your aura, like 3 books that just got glued together. A lot of times that's what an energy block looks like. It's just stiff and it's kind of flat, usually, an energy block. Somewhere in one of your aura layers, or like right in front or in back of one of the chakras, or around the chakra. It's just stuck energy, like stuck mud or something, hard mud. But an inner wound, it looks more like a big bear scratch that, so there's these slashes and then it's sort of hard and black and burnt around the scratches. That's more like what an inner wound looks like, literally. And I didn't really teach that until now because I didn't really think about it. I mean, I didn't think about it. But then for the healing 2 days ago, that's when I was like explaining this literal view of what it looks like this burnt bear scratch thing. And it can be just 1 slash or 5 slashes or 2 slashes or whatever as the wound. And how the most common way that you get an inner wound is when you didn't have aura repair, you didn't have chakra repair, so a lot was damaged, and so someone was able to kind of waltz pretty deep into your energy field and have a lot of their energy in your aura, and then literally just kind of rip, as if you're like ripping a shirt or something, and make a bunch of rips. So it's like this forced damage, but usually someone's already within your energy field, so it makes these very obvious, inner wounds in one of your aura layers. So it's different from aura damage. Aura damage tends to be from outside of your space, just some thrown energy or hard objects, and someone's, they're not like right up in your aura already. They're just from outside of you and throwing energy, and then that can rip your aura. But if your aura already is super ripped, then they can just waltz right in and rip up something, and then that makes an inner wound. And people do this on a subconscious level. They're not usually conscious of it, although some people actually do imagine harming others, in their mind, which is incredibly bad karma. So please, consider karma. Karma is real. If you willfully hurt others, even accidentally hurt others, there's karma with that, meaning that you would have to learn how to not do that. And if you don't learn the easy way. You're going to learn the hard way, in that then you would have to be victimized pretty considerably in some lifetime in order to realize, like, wow, that's a terrible thing. So if you don't think it's a terrible thing now, you will someday. But it's better to learn compassion and respect for others now, and not harm others. Consider that. Consider that it's in your best interest to learn compassion and empathy and respect. And don't screw with people. Don't throw energy at them. Don't split open their chakras. Okay, so, but you have free will. So whatever you want to do, it's your karma. But I do want to say that, though, because sometimes people don't know. Okay, so inner wounds, like I said, they look like burnt bear scratches or something, slashes in some part of your aura. But they can be from a past life. They don't have to be recent. And so what we did 2 days ago is we did, certain aura layers. I think we did 7, 4, 2, and 1. And we did heal some inner wounds in each of those aura layers. But I want, to really, to the extent that's healthy and gentle, make a lot of room and flow and, freshness in everybody's energy space, so they can bring in a lot of their scattered parts of them that are really avoiding, these wounds, right? So if we heal the wounds, then there's nothing more to avoid anymore. And so those parts of you can come back, which, is nice. Helps with boundaries, strength, wisdom, productivity, everything. So that's the idea. It has to do with, we're doing it so you can be less scattered, so you can be more capable. More of you can be present. And it feels good. It feels a lot better to heal the wounds rather than pretend they're not there, but then, of course, they're affecting you. Like, for example, your inner wounds can make you feel like someone has offended you more than they really did, because it's like it just triggers a lot of old wounds that you have from different people, different situations, even in past lives. But, the current situation could make you aware of those old wounds, and then you feel like this current person did something like immensely horrible to you when they actually really didn't. But you just have your wounds, and your wounds got triggered, and it makes you feel like, oh my God, now I feel terrible. So what you said made me feel that bad. When it's not really that way. It's just that you have a lot of wounds swimming around that you haven't healed. So it is so easy to heal them. It's like mind-blowing. How easy it is, and then like the alternative just is so much worse, to just leave them there. So, okay, so that's my little intro. It's my little 7 minutes of like what we're gonna do and why we're gonna do it. So now let's do it. So we're going to go layer by layer, start with the 7th layer of the aura, which is the outermost layer of the aura, which is generated by your 7th chakra in the top of your head. 7th chakra has to do with, oh, and I do have a chakra handout, 2-page chakra handout. I can email anybody who wants it. It's free. It just lists each of the major chakras and like an ideal color for each, and the abilities that each one helps you with, the location in your body, the basics. So if you want that, some people learn better when they see it written out. Hold on. Oh, right. I'm better. All right, so 7th layer, since it relates to the 7th chakra, would then help with confidence, inspiration, fast, intuitive decision-making, empowerment, feeling like you're in charge of your life, being in charge of your life. So it's a really big deal. So let's first heal an inner wound in the front of your 7th layer, because I think those are probably easier to work with. So anywhere in the front of this outer layer of your aura, even up top here in the front, but you kind of just look or imagine, where's a bear scratch? Where's a burnt, scarred up bear scratch that you can heal, and then you find one that's good to heal, and then you can just make a copy of it out in front of you. You don't have to like reach up there or reach down somewhere. Just imagine it out in front of you, and then use lots of gold light and just put gold light in the scratches and in the hard crusty scar stuff, and just let the gold light do the work. Just relax. And if any of it's still there, just say, angels, please help me heal that. So that was an inner wound from your 7th layer. And I did see that the 7th layer wounds that we healed 2 days ago, that I saw in some people's surveys, that they were able to make more decisions and speak up for themselves and have a different sense of their own identity that was more authentic because of 7th layer inner wounds that we healed. 4th layer too, but the 7th layer really made a difference. So for that reason, let's also do the back of the 7th layer. Let's do several inner wounds back there. Let's heal them one at a time. So go ahead and imagine the back of your 7th layer. So all of this right here, especially the very bottom and the very top. Don't forget those parts. And just imagine a big burnt, crusty bear scratch kind of inner wound in your 7th layer in the back. And then just make a copy of it out in front of you and use gold light and put gold light in the scratch marks and in the burnt, crusty part. And just melt it away. And if you start to freak out, just redo your grounding. You don't have to feel when these wounds are from in order to heal them. So if you have any leftover parts of it, just say, angels, can you please heal that for me? I'm gonna have to, I think I have some cat hair in my nose with all these cats that have been around me. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's do another wound, heal another wound from your 7th layer in the back specifically. So a wound that would be really good for you to heal in the back of your 7th layer, and go ahead and imagine a copy of it out in front of you, and just put gold light through the bear scratch slits, slashes, and the gold light through the hard parts. And just be patient. You can notice like, oh, I think it's half healed now. 2 of the scratches are gone, but there's 2 more left, or something. If that helps you to know that you're making progress. So if there's any left over, just say, angels, please help me heal that. And let's do another one in the back of your 7th layer, and especially pick out one that it's going to help you with your emotional wisdom, confidence with emotions, just your identity, anything you really need with your 7th layer. Just find a wound that's in the way of that, and then just imagine a copy of it out in front of you and heal that wound from the back of your 7th layer. if you have any leftover parts, just say, angels, can you heal that for me? And maybe a little bit extra healing of your seventh chakra in the top of your head. Unblock the bottom and the top of it. Your seventh layer is oriented this way, so there's a round opening at the top and a round opening at the bottom. So get rid of the hard junk on either opening and give that to your angels. Angels, here you go. Get rid of the hard junk. Angels, here you go. And go ahead and sense one more inner wound in the back of your seventh layer that's like particularly in the way. You know, because the energy from your seventh chakra goes upward and goes to the top of your seventh layer, and then it should fountain out nicely all the way down your seventh layer to the bottom, and then your seventh chakra pulls it up through your body up to the seventh chakra again, spins it around it again, sends it up. So it's like this fountain that continues. And so just check, go see, you know, there's probably a wound that's like really in the way, maybe in the back, maybe in the front. And just imagine that one. It's really blocking flow in your seventh layer, and just imagine it, a copy of it out in front of you, and heal that wound. Just relax, keep breathing. That'll make it heal faster the more you relax. If any of it's left over, just say, angels, please heal that for me. All right, so that's seventh layer. So we spent a bunch of time on that one. So sixth layer is generated by the sixth chakra. Sixth chakra is behind the forehead. Energy flows in the front, spins around, flows out the back, and it goes to your sixth layer, and then it wraps all the way around to the front of your sixth chakra, and then it gets sucked in again to your sixth chakra, spins around, goes out the back, and then flows all the way around. I have a video series, 3 video series called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. I'll make sure that's linked below later in the comment section. Under the healing summary, I have optional video links. So I'll be sure to link that one down below. But anyway, so sixth chakra helps with non-judgment and clairvoyance, seeing energy. So literally like seeing your aura, seeing energy blocks in your aura, all that cool stuff. That's sixth chakra. Also non-judgment, so that you don't get caught up in the dramas of life, and you can just see things in a more literal way, and it helps a lot with boundaries and simplicity. So it's good. So your sixth chakra, it generates the energy that's in your sixth layer, but you can have wounds in your sixth layer that really block the flow and sort of distort your energy of your sixth layer in a really negative way. So then you don't really want to be present so much in your sixth layer and your sixth chakra. So it reduces your ability to be clairvoyant and see your energy, and to subconsciously use clairvoyance as well to see solutions and see where someone's coming from, and you know. So let's heal wounds in your sixth layer. Wow, for some reason I am particularly attractive to the cats today. I must have bathed in catnip or something. I have Zen on my lap and Bambi's stalking me. All right, so I thought that was doing, but that was really just explaining the sixth chakra. So now we're going to finally do the sixth layer. So let's do a wound that's in the front of your sixth layer. I was going to say wounds that are in the front of your sixth layer are more likely to impact your clairvoyance than in the back, because you're visualizing, you have like a screen to visualize energy in the front of your sixth layer. But I don't think that's true, because the wounds in the back of your sixth layer would mean you're not so present there, which could, really cause, so it's sort of equal how they affect you. But anyway, let's find an inner wound that's getting in the way of your clairvoyance in front. So inner wound in the front, and just imagine it, and imagine a copy of it, and just heal it. I mean, you can heal it literally in your sixth layer if you want, or just make a copy of it and repair it. So you just put gold light in the scratches, and then the wound looks like sort of bare scratches with black, hard, burnt scarring around it. So just melt away the scarring, melt the slashes, gold light. And if you still have any left from that one, just say, angels, can you please heal that for me? Let's do another one in the front of your sixth layer of your aura. Find, and this would be either astral body sixth layer or physical body sixth layer. You could have wounds in both places. But just sense another wound for your sixth layer in the front, and go ahead and imagine a copy of it and heal it. Melt it away with gold light. So why would someone, give you inner wounds in your sixth layer? It could be that they were threatened they felt very triggered by your observations. Because it could be that you communicated your observations. A lot of people, if they notice something, they're going to say it. They're not going to just think to themselves, would this be appropriate to say? They're just going to belt it out. So, sometimes your observations may be, your communications about your observations could be extremely triggering to somebody else. In other words, trigger a lot of inner baggage, so then they feel very negatively when you say something, and then they could, barge right in and rip up your sixth layer, so you stop seeing, so you stop talking about what you're seeing. But, if your aura's all whole and everything, they can't do that. So, you can just say, angels, if there are any beings or being tunnels anywhere in my aura, anywhere in my inner wounds, can you please recycle them? Any beings or being tunnels. Just so just in case there's some beings trying to get in your way as you heal. So, okay, so we just did heal 2 inner wounds in the front of the 6th layer. So now let's heal. Zen, behave. Jennifer. She knows I'm talking to her. She's very smart. She's not very nice, but she's very smart. Okay, so back of 6th layer now. Go ahead and find an inner wound that would be really, really, really helpful for you to heal right now. And again, they look like burnt bear scratches, so just find one of those in the back of your 6th layer and make a copy of it out in front of you so that you can heal it. Heal it, repair it, potato, potato. You can make it go away. So again, this is a inner wound from the back of your 6th layer. So let's do another one of those. Heal an inner wound from the back of your 6th layer. So just find another one. Again, could be anywhere in the back of your 6th layer. 6th layer relates to your 6th chakra, which is behind your forehead. So find an inner wound in the back of your 6th layer that would be really, really, really good for you to heal. And then go ahead and melt it away. Imagine a copy of it out in front of you and melt it away. So put the gold light in the slashes and around the burnt, crusty, scarring parts. All right, if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me heal that. You might want to stretch your back. That might have made your back feel different. Not in a bad way, but you could do some gentle back stretching. Okay, so that was front and back of your 6th layer, healing inner wounds. And there are always more than you can, well, not always more. I mean, I think eventually you could get them all. But, pace yourself. You can do some each time. So now we'll do your 5th layer, which is generated by your 5th chakra. 5th chakra, number 5 in the throat, has to do with communications with yourself and others, including angels, hearing angels, which would be telepathy, hearing nonverbal communication, hearing your dogs and cats and their messages to you as well. Even though that stuff is not as profound as you might think. It's like, feed me. Why don't you pet me? When are we going outside? Feed me. So, it's a mixed blessing. But anyway, but it's also peace of mind to being able to clear out people's communications from your 5th layer and your 5th chakra so that you don't hear people's communications all the time. That's important too. Hearing people's nonverbal communication, telepathy, your own nonverbal communication with others. Some people that are particularly blocked in their 5th layer and their 5th chakra, they have very repetitive telepathy to others. Like they do this angry scream for like 2 hours at a time at somebody. Or, like some moms, ask their kids, even though their kids are all grown up, they're like, are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? Would you like me to send you anything? Do you need anything at all? Are you sure? And like some moms that I'm looking at, like they do that like 5 times a day for the same kid, which, at that point, that's kind of like spiritual harassment. But, it's a subconscious thing, if you're a 5th layer, which has to do with communications and inner thoughts, is that blocked? You don't really know you're doing it, even though you are. So if we heal the inner wounds, then, that should help you be more present and less repetitive with people that you care about. And people you don't care about, people that you're angry at maybe. Because, screaming angrily at somebody for like 2 days straight is going to get you in a lot of trouble spiritually. So let's heal the 5th layer of the aura. Keep everybody out of trouble. So So again, fifth layer generated by the fifth chakra. So it's all around you. And like I said, communications, inner voice, conscious communication, subconscious communication, verbal, nonverbal communication, all that good stuff. Also relates to intuition too. Your seventh and your fifth together are intuition. So hopefully that'll motivate you to get more healed in this layer. So find an inner wound in your fifth layer in the front. So anywhere here in the front. Lots of important real estate in the front in your fifth layer, helping you with communication. So go ahead and find a big, yucky, scarred up bear scratch kind of thing, an inner wound in your fifth layer in the front. And go ahead and imagine it and heal it. Surround it in lots of gold light. If there's any weird, spinny stuff around it, just say, angels, please clear out any beings around this thing. And then just melt it away with gold light. Put gold light in the slashes, in the burnt, crusty part around it. And just take your time. So deep breath in. So let's do another one of those. So front of the fifth layer, and find an inner wound in the front of the fifth layer of your aura. So fifth layer relating to fifth chakra. That would really, really help you, help your communications, help your peace of mind. So find an inner wound in your fifth layer and make a copy of it up in front of you and heal it. So put the gold light in the slashes around the scar part. Just heal it all. And if there's any left over, just say, angels, can you please help me heal that? And you can be nice to your neck while you're doing it, while you're doing this work. Just remind yourself you can have your energy here in your fifth chakra. All right, so then let's do fifth layer in the back. Find an inner wound somewhere in the fifth layer in the back. So it looks like a, burnt up, scarred up bear scratch thing. And just make a copy of that inner wound out in front of you so you can heal it. And again, this is from the back of your fifth layer. And if you want, you can think of like, oh, is this from a past life? Is this from this life? But only if you can not like freak out and get pissed off at somebody and, get all distracted. Because the point is to heal it. The point is not to read it if that's going to distract you. But if it doesn't distract you, then it's interesting sometimes. All right, so let's do another. But let's check grounding, just in case. So red or orange or yellow grounding. Remake one, make a new color for yourself if you want. Red or orange or yellow. Make a copy of your grounding out in front of you. You can use gold sandstorm even. Gold sandstorm is like gold light that you spin around, like little bits of gold sand to kind of scour out anything that's not you in your grounding. Double check your indie grounding. Melt away any branch off parts of your grounding. Okay, so, and then let's do another, heal another inner wound from the back of your 5th layer. So layer 5, we're going to heal another wound from the back of your 5th layer. So just imagine a wound that would really, really be much better if it was gone in the back of your 5th layer. And imagine a copy of it out in front of you, and just melt it away with gold light. Put gold light in the slashes, put gold light in the black scarry part around it. If you get a sense that there's any beings in the way, just say, angels, can you recycle any beings in the way? Can you recycle any being tunnels and any beings that go with them? Just keep melting. So, again, be nice to your neck, your physical neck. And you can do a little extra healing of your 5th chakra if you want. Just unblock it in the back and the front. Chakra 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The round openings are in the front and the back. So you can just unblock all the chakras right now, I guess, just real quickly. Just imagine your 7 chakras out in front of you, 7 physical and also 7 astral chakras, because the astral ones, if everything's unblocked properly, then they fit inside the physical chakras. So just imagine all the open cylinders representing your chakras and just unblock them. Use the gold light to wash out the clogs. All right, so that was just a little teeny bit of chakra unblocking, but we just finished the 5th layer, healing inner wounds in front and in back. Just 2 in front and 2 in back. You probably have more that you could heal later at your leisure. So 4th chakra, in the center of the chest, has to do with self-love. So you can go ahead and put your hand in front of your heart chakra and just send gold light there. Helps you with self-love, self-acceptance, enthusiasm, motivation, positive attitude, gratitude, all sorts of good stuff. So if you don't feel much gratitude in your life, you don't feel like grateful for what you do have, it could be because of inner wounds that you have in your 4th layer. Because the aura layer, people tend to think, oh, 4th chakra, that's all that counts. But no, it's sort of like 50-50 of importance, like your 4th chakra and your 4th layer. Because the 4th chakra is what moves the energy throughout the 4th layer. But if the 4th layer is all wounded and blocked up, then the 4th chakra has to work too hard to try to do that, and it just gets weak and blocked. So you want both healthy, your 4th chakra and your 4th layer, because they work together all the time. Okay, so 4th layer in the front. So someone says, usually I blow off all the questions, but every once in a while I'll get them at the end. So you could post questions. I'll just, if they're relevant, I'll get them at the end. But somebody says, is it okay to heal multiple wounds at once for these types of wounds? For the person that's asking, yes, but sometimes no. It might be too much for you. As long as you're thinking about, because there's going to be an effect later. Like you'll release a lot more later. You'll get a lot more present. You might sleep more deeply. You might want to sleep more. You might need a nap. You know, so just use your intuition. But yeah, it might be that you could you know, heal, like line up 3 copies of wounds out in front of you and heal 3 different wounds, you know, at one time. But definitely use your intuition. Be very, you know. But if you're already very advanced and you're just having a good day and you feel very centered, then you know it could be true that that's fine. But you know, just be aware. And if you haven't done this type of work before, then I would say stick to one at a time, for sure. Just because there is a big ripple effect. Sometimes a few hours from now, sometimes the next day, and you know you got to know to unblock your grounding and you know recenter and all that, you know, in order to ride the wave of change that you've just created. So if you're not really experienced at riding these waves of change, like with my level of work of like in-body healing, then you know you might get yourself a wave that's a little too big. So it depends is the answer. Use your intuition. Okay, so now we're going to heal some inner wounds in the front of the 4th layer. Now, again, 4th layer, enthusiasm, motivation, positive thinking. So if you have wounds there, it can make you feel completely wronged, completely violated, completely horrified, completely scandalized at what someone just did. But the wounds were from, like, you know, when you were 2, not now. You know, or the wounds were from a past life, not now. But it doesn't matter. They'll make you feel like you just got incredibly offended and wounded and whatever. So a lot of people that feel like the whole world is against them, an entire country of people is against them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not exactly true. It's that, you know, yes, there are external events happening now, but you are just carrying so many old wounds and you keep feeling the awfulness of all the wounds all the time. You know, so if you tend to get in a lot of conflicts, you tend to be offended a lot, you tend to feel the whole world's against you, 4th layer wounds are causing troubles for you. But the good news is you can heal them. So let's start doing that. So just imagine one of your wounds out in front of you in your 4th layer, related to your 4th chakra: love, self-love, self-worth, all that good stuff. So anywhere in the front of your 4th layer, just look for, you know, it looks like a burnt bear scratch that's scarred up, and just imagine a copy of that out in front of you and heal it. Just lots of gold light. So put the gold light in the scratches, you know, surround the black scarring, the burnt looking scarring with gold light. Just keep breathing, let the gold light do the work. All right, and so let's do another, but just make sure you're okay, you know, wiggle your toes, bounce around a little. But go ahead, find another inner wound that's in your 4th layer, which is generated by your 4th chakra. So in the front of your 4th layer, anywhere in front of your 4th layer. So it'll look like a, you know, burnt bear scratch, and just imagine a copy of it out in front of you and go ahead and heal it. And stay positive while you're doing this. View from your 6th. Don't get into the drama, even if you're starting to think of like what the wound represents. Just you know, just be literal. Just heal it. Don't get into the drama. You don't want to relive what you're trying to heal. Just, you know, imagine it like a bear scratch and heal the bear scratch. Gold light. Don't get in the drama. Now is not the time for drama. Now is the time for healing. All right. Good job. You can pat yourself on the back. I'm doing great. Tell yourself you're doing great. Great job. Great job. Inner encouragement, being able to be your own cheerleader, that's also 4th chakra. Okay, so now let's do the back of the fourth chakra. So just imagine some inner wound that's in the back of your fourth layer that would be really, 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 really good for you to finally heal. So it relates to your fourth chakra. It's back here somewhere in the back of your fourth layer. Just be aware of one big bear scratch area that you can heal right now that would be really good, and make a copy of it up in front of you. And just use gold light and relax. And just let that heal. And it can take time to heal, so just if it helps you to just be aware of like, oh, I think it's half healed, you know, maybe that would encourage you, let you know that you're making progress. And if you have any beings in the way, just say, angels, can you recycle any beings that are in the way of my healing work right now? All right. So you can move around a little. And let's do another wound that could be that is in the back of your fourth layer of your aura. So fourth layer relating to fourth chakra, self-love, self-worth, motivation, positive feelings. So be aware of a wound, inner wound in the back of your fourth layer, and then just imagine a copy of it out in front of you, and go ahead and heal it. All right. Good job. So you can check out your whole fourth layer a little bit now that you've done that. All right, wonderful. So, trying to take notes, but Bambi's sitting on my notebook. All right, so let's do third layer. So third layer and third chakra, your sternum bone goes down when your sternum bone ends. That's your third chakra. So Bambi was trying to play hockey with my pen. So your third chakra right here, right? And so your third chakra generates your third layer of your aura. Third chakra has to do with taking action, physical action, also just like doing projects, like reading a book or something, just taking action, translating it from just an idea to actually doing something. But it can relate to all sorts of physical activity as well. Time management, starting a project, finishing a project, all that stuff. Also having good sleep, ironically, is your third as well. So it's like, hopefully it's, very revved up and engaged to take action while you're awake, and then it revs all the way down to help you have deep sleep at night. And that's, I think, a problem for some people, because especially, caffeine is an easy example, because people take caffeine because it revs up the third chakra, jams it open. And so all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm here, I can do things, oh my God, it's magic, and but it's kind of a brute force thing. And so then your third potentially over time isn't really good at calming down enough to sleep. So those 3 coffees kind of catch up on you later, or even the 1 coffee, or gosh, for me, even if I had 1 cup of black tea, like caffeinated black tea, it would affect my sleep. But anyway, okay, so enough whining about me and not being able to have black tea. So so now we can do some healing to help your third chakra so that you can have more productivity, take action, and procrastinate less, and also sleep better. Yay! All right, so third layer in the front, go ahead, find some inner wounds. Um, mm, just one, but you can use your intuition. Maybe you're ready to do two at once or something. But I'm just gonna do one at one time. But find the best inner wound to heal in the front of your third layer, which relates to your third chakra and taking action and sleeping well. And so find that inner wound and go ahead, imagine it out in front of you and heal it with gold light. And if you have any left of that one, just say, angels, please help me heal that. And another one in front of your third layer. Again, third layer, taking action, sleeping well. So imagine an inner wound in the front of your third layer and make a copy of it conveniently in front of you and just heal it with gold light from your hands. And again, these inner wounds, they look like bear scratches, like slashes with burnt black scarring, hard scarring around them. Okay, so now back of third layer. Let's find an inner wound in the back of your third layer. So why would you have one in the back? Someone wanted to, at some point, cause you to do less, accomplish less, but they didn't really want you to know about it. So the wound is in the back of your third layer. It could be a past life of yours. Try not to get caught up in the drama of it. But just imagine the back of your third layer. An ideal color for your third chakra is yellow. So just imagine back there, find some part that's not yellow because of a big old inner wound, and just imagine that inner wound and heal it. Make a copy of it out in front of you and heal it. And if you have any invasive beings in the way, like bushy, smoky energy around it, just say, angels, can you recycle any beings that are messing with my healing work? All right, good job. So another wound in the back of your third layer. So again, third chakra, taking action, productivity, sleeping well. So the back of your third layer ideally would be yellow, just like your third chakra. So go find a part that's definitely not yellow, that's all scratched up and wounded, and just imagine that wound out in front of you and heal it. Lots of gold light. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to know when it's from. But if you want to use your intuition as you heal, that's okay. As long as it's not going to get you all wrapped up in some kind of drama. And a lot of these can be from past lives. So keep breathing. Let the gold light do the work. All right, good job. So second layer is emotions. Second chakra and second layer is emotions, sensuality, and sexuality. So it's about, like, say if this is your belly button, then it's about an inch and a half ish, give or take, below your belly button, depending on how tall you are. Yeah. But that's your second chakra, which stores information about your emotions and your sexuality and sensuality and generates that energy for you, of emotional wellness, sexual wellness, sensuality, awareness, awareness of your senses, um, including enjoying food, really savoring what you're eating as you're eating it. Front of second layer. Like, for example, if you feel like, oh, I'm always, let's see, let's get a good example. Okay, so one of my clients is going through a divorce, and uh, her ex-husband is not very pleased with her. Uh, and kind of always, I mean, even when they were married, he always wanted everything his way. So he hasn't changed, it's still the case. And so she has a couple wounds in the front of her second layer, and they're not all from him, but he kind of knows where they are, so he can court them and kind of make her feel awful when he wants to kind of slow her roll or something. Um, it's not very emotionally mature. But people aren't always very emotionally mature. So it's better to heal those inner wounds, right? So then people can't push your buttons. Pushing your buttons could be courting to energy blocks or inner wounds, but we're healing inner wounds right now. So anyway, second layer of your aura, it's almost the closest layer to your body. It's one out from that. Emotion, sensuality, and sexuality. So let's go ahead and do that. Find an inner wound, maybe one that always gets activated and you feel it again and again and again in the front of your second layer for emotions. And go ahead and imagine that, big old burnt bear scratch thing, that inner wound, and just make a copy out in front of you and heal it. And melt away everybody's cords from it. If there's any like bushy, movie, smoky stuff around it, just say, angels, can you recycle any beings around this wound? And then just use gold light and just melt it away. Take your time. Breathe. All right, deep breath. Wiggle your butt, wiggle your toes. The reason I say things like that, well, it's because it's funny, but too, because funny in like that 2-year-old kind of humor way. But if you feel physically the lower part of your body and move it around, it encourages your spirit to be there, to be present, fully present, all the way down to your toes. Okay, so that was healing an inner wound of your second layer. So let's heal another wound, inner wound in the front of your second layer. And again, these tend to be the kind of things that you experience over and over and over. You feel the same kind of anger when somebody says something wrong, or somebody, blah, 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 or the same kind of sadness when, something doesn't go exactly the way you expect. And you don't have to keep feeling that way. You actually have so much power as far as what you're going to feel. So go find an inner wound in the front of your second layer that you no longer want to feel. Make a copy of that inner wound out in front of you and melt it away. Gold fire, gold water, whatever it takes. Melt this inner wound. Enough is enough. Again, these wounds look like scratches, either 1 scratch or 5 scratches or whatever, and they tend to look, they have like a burnt, blackened kind of crust around the scratches. All right, good job. So that was, we just healed 2 different inner wounds in the front of your second layer. So now let's heal inner wounds from the back of your second layer. So this could be somebody that wanted you to feel bad, but they weren't really very bold about it. So, you know, at some point in your life or past lives, often, you know, you got an inner wound in the back of your second layer. So again, second layer, emotion, sensuality, sexuality, back of your second layer. So go ahead, imagine that whole back of your second layer and zero in on a good inner wound that's just awful, that you really would be so much better off if you just healed it, right? This awful inner wound, you're gonna get rid of it right now. So just imagine a copy of it out in front of you and melt it away. Melt it away. Put gold light in the scratch marks and the scarring part of it. Keep breathing. All right. One more. Another one in the back of your second layer, okay? You deserve to feel emotional wellness. You deserve to feel emotionally strong and resilient. You deserve to, you know, bounce back quickly after, you know, feeling something unpleasant, right? So go ahead, find, you know, imagine your second layer behind you, the one almost closest to your skin, but one out, and zero in on the inner wound that really makes it hard for you to be emotionally well, and just make a copy of it up in front of you and go ahead and heal it, because you deserve to get rid of this thing. So lots of gold light, melt away the scars, the scratches, melt this inner wound. All right, so then just comb through the back of your second layer and the sides and the front, top and bottom. Okay, first layer. We're moving along here. First layer. First chakra generates your first layer of your aura. So first chakra is at the base of your spine, and it generates courage, safety, and abundance. Abundance meaning financial stability, having the money you need when you need it, having you know, an absence of drama in that area. So like, for example, an appliance, you know, doesn't break until you have the money to buy a new one. Or, you know, you just something doesn't break, or some, you know, you don't have a big car accident that would be expensive to you, or, you know, that's related to abundance, financial stability, safety, physical safety, but also feeling safe, an absence of anxiety or worry. It's good stuff. So let's heal inner wounds in the first layer so that you feel more that way. Courage, safety, and abundance. Okay. So front of first layer. So that could have gotten wounded if somebody, you know, back when you didn't know about aura repair and your aura was all messed up and your chakras were all messed up, and you know, somebody maybe wanted to intimidate you, they could have made an inner wound right in the front of your first layer. And it could have been a past life. Say you were in a big battle or something and someone wanted to intimidate you. So enough is enough, right? You don't need to keep experiencing the unease, you know, subconscious fear that that inner wound would be generating for you. Let's heal it. So just just imagine, just find in your front of your first layer or the sides, some big bear scratch looking inner wound that you can repair right now, you can heal. And just imagine a copy of it out in front of you and just melt it away with gold light. And you can say, angels, help me do this. And again, don't get into the drama of it. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. All right, good job. So let's do one more in the front of your first layer. Why? Because you deserve safety and courage and abundance, right? So go ahead, find another inner wound in your first layer in the front or the sides, why not? And just imagine it like a big bear scratch and heal it. Heal it because you deserve safety. You deserve to feel safe and feel courageous and feel abundant. So go ahead and melt this away. Put the gold light in the scratches and in the burnt, crusty part. All right, so that was in the front of your first layer. But say somebody wanted to intimidate you, or make you less courageous or abundant or safe, but they were being kind of underhanded about it, being kind of passive aggressive. So therefore, the wound would have been made in the back of your first layer, not in the front. So let's find one of those, because at some point in some life, you probably got one of those that you haven't yet healed. So just imagine the back of your first layer, zero in on the worst inner wound that you can heal right now. And just imagine it out in front of you, and then just wash it out with gold light. Melt this inner wound. You deserve to feel safe and to be safe and feel financially stable and be financially stable. So just melt away the scarring, the hard scarring, and the little scratch marks. And don't get into the drama of it. Touch your sixth chakra if you need to. Just be non-judgmental. Don't freak yourself out. It's just a bear scratch that you're melting away with gold light. Easy peasy. All right, one more. Okay, last one. First layer, last one for this healing, but you can keep doing it, of course. And you can say, angels, help me to do more of this work as much as is healthy for me. Angels, I want to do more of this work with you. Okay, so be aware of the back of your first layer. First chakra, ideal color is red. So, set your first chakra your favorite shade of red, and therefore your aura first layer would be that color now. And go ahead and be aware of a part of your back of your first layer that is definitely not that color and has a big old bear wound there, big old bear scratch, which is what it looks like, but it's an inner wound. And just imagine a copy of that and heal it. Just wash it out with gold light. Why? Because you deserve safety and abundance and courage. Don't you? Yes, you do. So just lots of gold light. And if there's any weird movie smoky stuff around it, say, angels, can you recycle any beings that are in my way here? melt away any cords. You could have cords from other people coming into this wound. So just melt away the cords. And just relax, let the gold light do the work for you. If you have any left over from that, just say, angels, please help me heal that. And then just comb through your first layer all around, front and back. And just a little bit of unblocking of all your chakras. Just imagine them all lined up out in front of you, copies of all your major chakras. And comb through all your aura layers. Comb through your grounding. Redo your gold buffer zones. That's an 18-minute video. If you don't know what that is, search Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones. It teaches aura repair and buffer zones, which help with aura safety. I'll link it below later, of course. All right, so the healing is done. Yay. We did it, we did it, we did it. So that was a healing for emotional wellness, but a lot of wellness. a lot of wellness. That was the sub-theme of the healing, because we healed inner wounds in all 7 aura layers, especially in the back. Oh my goodness. So go ahead, be good to your back. You know, do some back stretching in the next day or so if you want. Definitely redo your grounding a bunch. Unblock the back of your grounding. Because why? Because you'll be releasing a lot, and so you don't want that to block up, because that won't feel good. So, but if you keep it releasing well by combing through the back of your aura and the back of your grounding, then you'll get so much more out of the healing, like exponentially more. So it's a good thing. You could just keep redoing the part of this healing in the beginning where we did grounding, you know, if you need a walkthrough. All right, so if you have any comments about what this healing was like for you, or how you feel right now after the healing, you could also say if you healed yourself, or I healed you, or both, for context. And if you have a follow-up question that directly relates to what we just did that you want to ask me right now, that's fine, but I'm going to try to keep this discussion short-ish, because my dogs need to go out soon. So yeah, but you can always comment under this video or any other video, you know, and I'll get to the question when I can, within a few days to a week to 2 weeks. But I do reply to questions. Okay. So let's see, I'm going to catch up on what people have to say. A lot of comments about Bambi. Someone says, haha, your cat started mimicking you, moving your hands just now as you were greeting everyone on the spirit plane. Haha, she just did it again. Yeah, this is Bambi, and we have somewhat trained her, I guess, or she trained herself. She trained us that when she puts out her paw, she wants to be pet. So by not petting her, she just will keep putting out her paw. So, I mean, it's cute that, you know, we're pretending that she's helping, but she's not actually helping. She's just like, Mom, why are you petting? Why are you doing that? Why don't you just pet me? But she's actually patient, and so she won't actually hurt me if I don't succumb to her whim immediately. So yeah. So that's Bambi. So someone says, hello, I'm joining in from Vancouver, Canada airport on the way back to Portland. What a great way to spend the layover. Good for you. Good vibes. Awesome. That's great. Someone says, oh yeah, that one I already answered. Is it okay to heal multiple wounds at once for these types of wounds? Maybe. But you got to be mindful of the level of change you're going to create and what you can handle the next day. And do you know how to unblock your grounding? Do you know how to, you know, deal with the shift that you're creating? But it possibly you could do several at once if you're more experienced. Someone says, how to feel the desire to get attacked so that I can blame others and go into my shell, proving that I am right, that world is here to hurt me, reinforcing my anger, and basically I have fear of authority. Is it because of inner wounds, and can that be healed? Yeah, so step one would be aura repair. Your aura is not doing its job to protect you fully. You have considerable aura damage in the front as well as all along the back. So your aura should be like a nice bubble all the way around you that does not have rips in it, even below you, right? So, but you know, life is challenging, people throw energy, and so the aura can rip up. And if you don't heal it, even on subconscious levels somehow, then it stays ripped, and then the world feels very brutal because you get everything like right, you know, very internally. Everything that's thrown at you can make a tremendous amount of damage if you don't have an aura protecting you. So you need to, I mean, if you want my advice, I would say start with aura repair. You need to fully repair your aura before you think of anything else, you know, the state of the world and the state of what you think of people and blah, blah, blah. Just repair your aura. So we did aura repair at the start of this healing, towards the start of this healing. We always do aura repair. Ideally, you could learn aura repair from a video that's 18 minutes long that you find. I'll link it below later, but you could also find it just searching Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones. Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones. Teaches gold buffer zones and aura repair, which is a handy combo to know about. And then after that, you can practice with any of my aura repair videos. So you can search Janet Wright aura repair and find some nice short, like 10-minute or 14-minute options. But I would suggest that once you've been working on aura repair for at least maybe 2 days, post under any video, can you please check my aura repair work? And then when I have time, I'll get to it. I'm going to take a few days off, though, after this set of healings I just did. But I will get to your comment, you know, when I can. And then I'll let you know if you've finished your aura repair or if you still need more to do. You also have chakra damage. So once you work on your aura repair a few times, I have a video which I'll also link below later. If you search Janet Wright Chakra Repair Major Minor, it's linked under the healing video from 2 days ago also. It's already under there. But yeah, it's called Janet Wright Chakra Repair Major Minor is all in the title, because it's repairing major and minor chakras. But that's like an 11-minute video. And so that is what you could use to repair all your chakras. I mean, you do it like multiple times within like 2 days. Just because like you've had a lot of damage for a long time. So sometimes it takes a little extra work. But yeah, then you can say, you know, can you please check my aura repair work and my chakra repair work? Thank you. You know, post under any video and I'll take a look, see how you did. But yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of like weird thoughts because of all the damage, you know, like life is incredibly unpleasant if you have that much aura damage and chakra damage. So again, just try not to overthink it. Just fix your aura, fix your chakras, have me check it, and then we'll go from there, see what else you need. All right. Someone says, hi, Janet and everyone. Hello, hello. Someone says the kitty helped. Yes, it's Bambi, the healing cat. Yes. Yes. She is very sweet though. But she wasn't healing people. She was saying, pet me, pet me. Someone says, oh my God, that was labor intensive for you. Yeah, that was, yeah. So yeah, you don't have to do that whole healing later on yourself, like all at once, if you're not in the mood for it. You know, you could like say, I'll just do the second chakra part, or I'll just do the 4th layer part, you know, and, you know, if you're not motivated to do the whole thing, it was a lot of work. So yeah, but yep, there you go. Someone says, whoa, that was super rad. Got a little triggered when we did the 3rd layer wounds, but the 1st layer wound healing helped with that. How did my father-in-law, sister-in-law do? Thank you, Janet. This was so cool. Um, it's funny. Your father-in-law says, "Well, I'm glad I wasn't healing myself and doing all that work." Like he liked just sitting back and getting it. He seems to he uh, you know, he just feels like this is his time of life to finally heal all this. So it's working for him, you know, on a subconscious spirit level. Yeah. Your sister-in-law, it's a weird thing for her because she's very much used to like just feeling the wounds and blaming it on whoever just pissed her off, you know, just that she feels just pissed her off or whoever just made her sad, you know. She's used to thinking, well, all my bad feelings that I feel right now is that person's fault because they just said something to me. You know, so this whole idea that she has all these old wounds that actually are generating the terrible feelings when someone says something, that's like a complete like changing of her worldview. um, which she's half open to. You know, she's working on it, but it's kind of mind blowing for her. But her angels are thrilled. She's listening. She understands. It's just it's taking a while to sink in, just because it's literally the opposite of everything she's ever believed consciously in this life. So, which is, you know, that's pretty classic. You know, people think, oh, she's pissing me off so much, or oh, these four people are pissing me off so much, and it's like, honey, you have like 18 past lives of wounds that are triggered right now. It has nothing. It has this much to do with those four people. But you know, that's how people think. All right. Someone says that healing walkthrough. I feel like I need a nap. Are there anything I need to work more on? You need a nap. Or, I mean, like a funny show or a protein meal or all of the above, you know? Just, yeah, be good to yourself for a little. But yeah, work your grounding tomorrow. Just to make sure everything keeps flowing. And maybe that little video, Sticky Gold Wax 7 Chakras, which is linked below. I'll link it below today too, but it's already linked below the video from Sunday. Sticky Gold Wax 7 Chakras. So if you search Janet Wright Sticky Gold Wax 7, the number 7. But that'll, you know, it's a little quick exercise to unblock your chakras. So if you unblock your grounding and unblock your chakras extra tomorrow and the next day, that would be especially nice. Just to keep you surfing the wave of change properly, you know, that we just created. All right. Someone says, thanks for the healing. You are welcome. I don't recognize your YouTube ID, so maybe you mean thanks for the healing walkthrough and I didn't heal you? Or maybe that's a YouTube ID that I don't know that person, but I did heal you. But you're welcome, either way. If you want me to know who you are, just put your first name and last initial with the comment. Okay, someone says, that was amazing. You healed me and I healed myself. I got good chills each time we cleared energy. That's nice. Some people don't feel when they get healed. They don't feel it consciously because they're not present enough yet, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's just the physical body is an instrument for feeling energy. So the more you get in your body, the more you feel like really subtle shifts. And the more you heal yourself, then what you're feeling is very pleasant. So good. I'm glad you felt it. Seeing and hearing your kitties made the whole thing lighter. Thank you. Yes, there was quite a lot of cat activity today in the video, the live stream. So it says, hi, Janet. Can you see how many wounds I have in my first layer that are affecting my financial abundance? I would not do that because that would trigger them all at once. So just keep healing them. But yeah, I'm not going to count them for you because that would cause you to be overly aware of them, and then you'd freak out for like 2 weeks. So no, I will not answer that question. Just keep working. Someone says, what happens if I heal too much at once? What symptoms is a sign of too much? You could just want to watch Netflix for like 4 days straight if you heal too much. Not that that's ever happened to me. Um, I mean, that's not necessarily too much, but yeah, you're having a processing day if you need to watch a lot of like your binge Netflix show. So it depends, if you can clear your schedule and binge on your Netflix, then I guess it doesn't really matter. um, Another symptom of too much at once, it is generally like you get kind of temporarily stupid. It's just a little, you have a processing day, which is not necessarily terrible, but too much. If you do too much, you could get physically sick. Like a cold or something. Because your body's trying to catch up and clear as much as your spirit just cleared. I mean, we just cleared both from body and spirit, but sometimes, yeah, your body just can't surf the shift as well as you can on a spirit level. You could watch though, as far as like processing, just in general, having a processing day. I have this video I made a long time ago called, if you search Janet Wright processing day, you'll find it. When I talk about having a processing day where you're clearing a lot or releasing a lot. But yeah, so maybe some kind of physical sickness if you do too much. Someone says, "Thank you, Janet. Started out anxious, but feel much better now. Anything to note on how me and my family did during the healing?" Your husband could stand to unblock the back of his grounding, which I'm mentioning to him. So he did that. He's working on that. Your daughter did very nicely. She has that kind of kid thing where you can just sit and not overthink, so that helped. So she didn't overthink it, and so she surfed it nicely. So yeah, they're all fine. Um, but yeah, you could think of like what nice thing, how should you pamper yourself, for the rest of the day. I mean, you may not have the whole day to pamper yourself, but maybe there's some little thing you can do, like make yourself a cup of herbal tea or, do something, play some music that you might not have thought of doing, something like that. Someone says, "Thank you for healing me. I tend to look for permission to seek approval before taking action, so to be safe. Would this be an inner wound? How do I heal this? Permission to seek approval before taking action, so to be safe." Yeah, I think first layer, what I would call that fear-based procrastination or fear-based hesitation tends to be first chakra. You could do first and seventh. Because first is courage and seventh is confidence. So they're sort of like two sides of the same coin. So 1 and 7. Inner wounds 1 and 7. Yeah, front and back. Someone says, "Thank you, Janet. I needed this. You're welcome." Thank you for your survey as well. Someone says, "Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm glad you found me." And I do these live streams 5 times every month. Because there's a set of 3 healings, this was the final in that set of 3 healings, and then there's a set of 2 healings every month. You can pay to receive the healings if you do it, pay 2 months ahead of time when they sell on the 15th of the month. You can go to my website and learn about that because they sell out fast on the 15th. But there are plenty of people that just they maybe don't want to pay and receive a healing from me, or they can't afford it, or they sold out too fast or whatever, and so they watch and heal themselves, and use it as an inspiring healing walkthrough. Hopefully inspiring. And you're welcome to do that. Either of those things. Will the replays be just as effective? And you're saying your name. You had advised me about my aura the last time I joined the call. Okay, so so I did not heal you, but you healed yourself. And yes, the replays can be just as effective. You could just say, "Angels, can you help me to do all this work?" And there'll be a healing summary in the comment section within a day or so. And it'll list out, it'll be in writing, all the things that we did, and it'll have timestamp links. So if you want to jump to a certain part, or you could like start with the grounding part, and then, you know, like say if you already heard the intro, you don't need to hear it again, you know, start with the grounding, or, you know, whatever, you can jump around. But yeah, replays are very effective, you know, using it as a video later. Most people, like a lot of the people that I'm healing, they might be busy at the time, so they, you know, doing something, so they receive the healing because I'm healing these 121 people, so they get the healing even though they're sleeping or working or driving or something, but then they do the video later, a lot of them, to kind of catch up consciously, and yeah, it's very effective. Your aura is healed, but you have some scarring. That person who just said, will the replays be just as effective? Where it was damaged, it's just a little bumpy still, which I call aura scarring. So just imagine the scars on the outer surface of your aura and just melt those away. But your aura is repaired, so that's great. Okay, someone says, thank you very much, Janet. How to heal the terror of feeling and expressing emotions. Can you please check on me? Your aura is healed. There is scarring that you have as well, so you could work on that. In the back, you have some aura scarring, so it's just a little hard and bumpy. So just focus some gold light on that, so it's more flowy on the surface, because that makes it stronger. The terror of feeling and expressing emotions. I mean, I think for you, fifth layer is communications. Fifth layer. So what you do is you use your intuition and be like, okay, well, what chakra should I work on for this? You know, and I mean, I do have a 2-page chakra handout, which would say, you know, communication, fifth chakra, you know, emotion, second chakra, you know, so you can see it in writing. You can email me for the 2-page chakra handout. It's free. I would just email you back with it if you ask for it. But yeah, so what I do to answer your question quickly is I just say, okay, do you have a 7th chakra, 6th, 5th, 4th, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you have a 5th chakra in general, you have a bunch of wounds in your 5th layer. So that, you know, you could use what we did today and just go to the 5th chakra part, especially. Because I think, you know, it's 5, 2, and 1, but you have... Actually, yeah, 5, 1, and 2 is sort of the priority level, I guess. But, you know, whatever, 5, 2, 1. Just, yeah. So 5th layer is communicating. 2nd layer is emotions, but 1st layer is courage. Your 7th layer, I mean, it could use help too, but if you want to just zero in on the ones with the most wounds that impact what you're saying, it would be 5, 2, and 1 for you. And within a day or so, there will be healing timestamp links, you know, in the comment section of this when it becomes a video. Look in the comment section if you want to just zero in on certain parts of the healing, like 5, 2, and 1 healing inner wounds. Someone says, hi, Janet. I've had a hard time emotionally with both my kids going away to college last week. Are there blocks I have that make this seem like such a loss? I know college is good, but I've been sad. Yeah, so part of it is that you went to college with them. So it's time for mommy to come back. You're kind of like helicoptering around them. And so your body is gonna feel sort of an emptiness because you're elsewhere. So, you know, call back your mommy helicopters. You know, your kids have angels. So the idea is you want them to work with their angels because their angels are always with them. Their angels will be the best thing to enhance their wisdom, their decision making, their everything, their safety even, you know. So just remind yourself, my children have angels. The angels can keep them safe. And then, you know, if you want to send your kids a message, fine, but stay with your body and just, you know, feel your body and just let your voice travel away from you to your body rather than, you know, taking your helicopter and circling them all the time. That's not good. So just stay here and just let your voice go to them and just say, hey kids, you have angels. Your angels can help you have a good time and stay safe and study. Your angels can help you with it all. You know, that way, you know, they're more likely to work with their angels. And you can remind them that every day if you want, as long as you don't take the helicopter to do it. Just stay here, stay around your body. Um, but then you can just reassure yourself, okay, great. I reminded my kids to work with their angels. So now I need to just get a grip. I need to stay here, find my legs, find my arms, you know, I think body sort of stuff, any body awareness stuff you want to do, like stretching, wiggle your toes, moisturize your skin, just something, to be like, okay, I have a body. Hello, here I am, to fully pull you out of your helicopters. Because I think the more you get here, the more you tune in, the more you'll realize, like, oh my God, I've been craving this freedom for 18 years. But you're not quite there yet. You got to get out of the helicopter and come on back. So, but your aura is whole. Your grounding is blocked in the back, so you can unblock your grounding as you come back from the helicopter. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I don't think you actually are sad. I just think you feel sad, I get that, but it's just because you're only half here, and so there's like this stuck blah that you're feeling. But once you get more here, then it's more like a dishwasher effect where you're scrubbing stuff out all the time, and you can give yourself little projects and busy yourself to make sure you're engaged with your body in the physical moment, and the dawn of mommy's new freedom will arrive. So hope that helps. So it says, believe I'll watch High Spirits again. It's a unique comedy movie. Well, good for you. Thanks for the movie pick. Like the stream, y'all. Helps her algorithm. Yeah, that's true. If you give it a thumbs up. I always forget to say that. I should say that at the start. Yeah, it helps more people find it. Because, yeah. I don't okay their advertising. Actually, I decided not to at all. I was going to, just because they advertise on my stuff anyway, so maybe then I would have more control over it, but I decided to not okay it. But they do advertise probably on these things anyway, but I think if you give it a thumbs up, it makes YouTube like me a little better, even though I'm trying to discourage them from making money off my videos. So, all right. You guys are awesome, and congratulations for listening to any part of this and not passing out. And congratulations for caring about your emotional wellness and for understanding that there's something you can do about it and it's not just everyone else's fault. You are brave and courageous and wise. Good for you. All right, so as we finish, we could do an animal cam. We have some cats and dogs that are around me, so I will show you them right before I sign off. So I have both Zen and Bambi on the counter right now, but not killing each other, which is impressive. It must be the angels at work. So here's Bambi, of course. You saw her. Everyone said she was doing the healing. And then here's Zen, who's beautiful, yet slightly cranky, but very smart. And then over here, I'm trying to move the camera slower because I usually whip it around. And that cat up there is Smokey, who you saw earlier as well. He's a good cuddler, very mellow. Also, my husband calls him the Destroyer because he sometimes gets very destructive with paper and leather and fabric. Okay, so I'm going to open up the cages, the little carrier houses they have. Come on, Abel. Abel. All right, you guys are awesome. Take care. Next healings are on the 19th and the 21st of September, but you can see the whole schedule on my website.